gotta plug this here in. So this is the last time I'm going to try doing this live. If the audio's still not working, then I don't know, because I just checked on my phone. I just filmed myself on my camera and the audio is fine there. So I'm actually just going to, I'm wondering if, I'm just trying to see if I can, oh my goodness. I'm just seeing if I can see it on here. I don't know if I can. View channel. Okay. Channel. Oh. Okay. Channel. Oh. Well, I'm hearing myself on here. So right now it seems like the audio is working. At least it is on my end. So we'll see if that keeps up. We'll see if people get on here. So this was what, my third time's a charm. We'll see. And then I forgot to put back on my, I've got my TV in front of me. Hi. Okay, I think I just checked on my phone. I just checked on my phone and my TV, I mean my phone, sorry, putting the white screen on my TV to have better lighting. But I just checked on my phone and I could hear myself talking. So it's looking like the audio is working. So fingers crossed. I've just got ads that are playing through here, and then we should be, there we go. So that helps with the light a bit. So, and then I'm trying to move my table forward and not drop anything. Okay, there we go. So, hi, how are you? You should be able to hear me now. I checked on my phone. I went onto my YouTube on my phone and I could hear myself talking. So, looks like the audio is working now. So welcome. How are you doing? If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I just as a bit of a heads up with how I work when it comes to channeling and mediumship. So I'm in a space where I'm in a very zoomed out awareness. So it's very much in a space. Hello, how are you guys? Please feel free to ask questions or suggest topics to talk about. I'm just explaining how I work with all of this. So I have a very zoomed out awareness. So I'm doing all of this with the acknowledgement that we're all one. This is all our true selves. This is all me making this up, and I'm technically just talking to myself. You guys are just listening to yourself. We're all one. It's a dream we're making up. So with any answers that I channel, hi Will, how are you? You guys can hear me now, right? I checked on my phone and it sounds like the audio is working, so yay. Yeah, so when I channel answers for you guys, there is always going to be these very zoomed out reminders of what the truth actually is. And that is the point of all of this, to, yes, embrace. First, fully embrace, feel, be playful with where we're playing pretend at, but then also remember what the truth is and anchor onto that. Spirit's here too. Spirit, which is just us, our true self, is just us playing pretend with ourselves, but they're here to help us through and out of illusion, not to keep indulging in it like it's real. So hi, I'm gonna just call you Z. Hi Z, how are you? Will's asking how my day was. It was good. It was quiet. Ran out to a couple stores and I got a new shirt from a thrift shop. Words. So that was kind of a nice little, you know, I wasn't expecting to find anything and I found something today, so that was kind of cool. But how are you doing? How are you guys? Like I said, please feel free to ask questions if you want me to channel anything. So yeah, any answers that do come through are there's always going to be those zoomed out truth reminders. So I'm actually in Canada, so Canadian. Oh, you're doing good. I'm glad to hear that. I hope you had a good day, and I hope the rest of you all had a good day as well. That you're always having a wonderful now, because there is only now. I did also get the prompt to pull out 2 of my decks. Now again, there's that, I'm getting that, oh, I just saw a white fog flash up in the, like, a few feet from me up in the air. That was kind of cool. Hi. Anyway, yeah, so I got the pull to bring these decks out. And even if people don't ask questions, I might just pull from here. But that's also with the reminder of what's been really surfaced for me lately is the reminder that the matrix. So everything is a reflection. Externally, everything's a reflection of things that we're clinging to within, and it's either where we're clinging to our own made-up ego, lies, illusion, shadow, false evidence appearing real, or where we're allowing truth, God, our true self-love, and whatnot. So the Matrix movies, we have a lot of our own made-up false evidence appearing real there, but one of the good reminders we've given ourselves is that whole scene where there is no spoon. It's not the spoon that bends. There is no spoon. So there are no cards. These cards are me. I'm making them up. We give everything power and meaning that we choose to. So we make it all up, and we give it the power and meaning that we do. It's not this stuff gives us power and meaning. So I do have these, but again, using these with that acknowledgement there. So Z is saying, I am an Iranian girl. So you're from Iran? That's really cool. You might not believe it, but it's 3 a.m. That's cool. It's 3 a.m. right now. That's cool. I don't even know what time is it here. It's 8:13 right now for me. So that's cool that it's 3 a.m. And I do believe you. And again, then there's also that reminder of, just because this is what this channel is about, is mediumship, channeling, truth, reality. And since we just brought up time, we may as well throw out there, the truth is time isn't even real. And it's not linear. It doesn't even really exist. Space and time are just made up ego constructs to help us play with the illusion of separation and division and duality and whatnot. So there's that reminder there of that too. And same with, and that's just it, like I said, time and space. So even though it looks like she's from Iran and I'm from Canada, we're actually here together right now. I have felt friends who I'm in the illusion of they're in the physical right now with me, where they're not here physically with me, but I've heard them talk to me, and I've felt them hold on to my hand and whatnot, because we're all here together right now. And you can actually allow that through. We're not separated. So it's not just what people call spirit that's here, the invisible stuff that's here, and we can interact them. Those who we are playing with that are in the physical right now, in the illusion of the physical, they're right here with you right now as well. The body is nothing. We're not these bodies. We're playing pretend like we are, and that in this illusion right now, there is the illusion that it looks and feels real. And again, we are to embrace that and be playful with it. At the same time, there's this whole, and I play with this illusion too, the whole illusion of, feeling lonely and alone. But can you imagine when the fact that, not even imagine, just know that when we remember that we're not actually alone. Oh, sorry. My root and sacral chakra going off my lower back and tailbone. It feels good. Like, it doesn't hurt. It's just, it's so strong. But I also know that's showing I'm tapping into stuff as well. So just think about, anyone who feels lonely, you never have to feel that way again, because you're not alone, and you can bring that online. And that includes those who are in the physical with us right now. Again, the physical is an illusion, but still, it's the whole aspect of, we've been playing pretend with our own made-up nightmare, but we're able to and are turning it into a dream of truth. So you're not alone, and you never actually have to be. So it's really cool. Z is saying, even though I don't understand a lot of what you're saying, I'm glad to see you. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. And if there's anything that you want me to try and clear up for you to help you understand, please feel free to ask. Basically, I'll try to bring it down, not bring it down, but I'll try to, explain it a little bit more on a more basic level. So what I'm just acknowledging and talking about is the whole truth of what everything is, which is the fact that everything is one energy. So we can start with the whole, if we want to start with science, even though science is also an imagined tool that we're making up inside ourselves, it can be a really good way to start. So we can look at science, how science shows everything is energy, and energy can't be separated or destroyed. So I know that there's going to be aspects where they say, well, science doesn't actually prove what you're about to say, but it is a good stepping stone. And then especially when you add in quantum mechanics and entanglement and all of that stuff. So energy, everything is made of energy. Energy cannot be separated or destroyed. We are one energy. So the truth of it is, we are one energy. The best way that I've been given words to say it, but it goes beyond these words, is we're one aware energy of pure, unconditional, unrestricted, non-judgmental, open, shared, equal love within compassionate neutrality. And so what we truly are is we're always home, we're always awake, we're always aware, we're always one, unity, joy, abundance. There's no duality, no separation, no pain, none of that stuff. That is true reality. And inside that is imagining all of this. And so that's what I'm talking about when, like, so time and space are just pretend made up constructs, and this is just a dream we're making up. So that's kind of what I'm talking about. But again, feel free to ask questions if you need some more clarification on that. And then I'm just going to acknowledge this just because this is something interesting to talk about on a zoomed out level. This Camaro 67, I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, is telling me that I should try a weight loss drug, so as Ozempic. That's a reflection of where I'm judging myself and my weight, because I am definitely in judgment of, and I'm highly insecure about my body. And that's where I'm contradictory and whatnot, because the truth is I'm not the body. The weight literally is just, it has nothing to do with me and my value, and it has nothing to do with what I can do here and what I can allow through. The body is merely a map of the consciousness. It's a training tool, and it's to be utilized for loving communication. And if I'm in judgment about weight on myself or anyone else, then that is me allowing my own made-up tool of ego to throw a temper tantrum, and it's up to me to go within and do my mental cleanup on myself with that. So again, this is a reflection of where I feel like I need to do something to lose weight, and I'm judging myself about my weight and whatnot, and where I'm in tension over this, there's something to work on with that. But the truth is that's just it. These are lessons for myself to work on these things, to let go of my attachment to my body and how I place value on what I look like, because that has nothing to do. These bodies are not real. We're not these bodies. In fact, over this past year, I've had several times where I've been in my shower and I'm just like, why am I getting my suit wet? It felt weird to be in the shower because it felt like I was wearing a suit. Now, in truth, we're not spirit inside a body having a human experience. We are spirit, God, source, whatever you want to label it, home now, imagining the body inside ourselves. But it looks and feels like I'm this body, and then I can feel how this body is a suit that I'm wearing. We're not these bodies, and they have nothing to do with our value. And that's a big part of what's going to change in the spiritual community as well, because you do also hear a lot of mediums or people who claim to be awake and aware talk about how you have to eat certain foods and you have to do certain things. Absolutely not. It all has to do with what you're clinging to within thought and feeling and intent. That's it. So I'm in the illusion that eating, McDonald's 3 times a day is going to be bad for me, so I don't want to do that, but it's the point of, you don't have to eat certain things. You don't have to do perfect yoga poses. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to do any of that. You don't have to use oils. You don't have to burn sage. You don't have to utilize any of those things to allow what's real to take over. It comes down to simply the mental cleanup, fully facing, embracing, and feeling where you're playing pretend at. Don't resist it. Be playful with it. Feel it. If you're angry, feel angry. If you're jealous, feel jealous. If you're playful, feel playful. If you're happy, feel happy. Embrace it. But then when you're able to, if those quote unquote not good feelings and thoughts surface, when you're able to do the mental cleanup, name the thought, follow the thread, name the feeling, and then whatever form works for you, give that away to source, our true self, spirit, whatever you want to call it. Then sit with truth, like all is God, all is love, everything's happening for me and all, not against, all things work together for good, and then continue to work on surrender and following joy. That right there is the formula. That right there is how you do it. Because all of this, we're just making it up, and it's coming from what we're clinging to within, the thoughts and feelings. So you got to do the mental cleanup to let go of what isn't real. And Yeshua is one with all. Yeshua is just a character we're making up to help us remind us more of what we truly are, that Christ-like consciousness, the limitlessness, and our true shared abilities, our true our true abilities and our true limitlessness that we actually have together as one under thy will, not under ego and not under my will, not under the illusion. That's the illusion of limitation, but under thy will and under the oneness that we truly are, that Christ-like consciousness. That's what that is. So Yeshua is a character that we've made up, that we are one with. There is no Yeshua. There's no Tally. There's no Seamanek or David or Grizzly Bexar. There's none of these characters exist. They look and feel real in this now, but none of these characters, that there is no Yeshua. And I know that there's going to be people that say that's blasphemous. It's a character we're making up. It's all source playing pretend with itself to remember what it truly is and be and allow as such, while also playing pretend with the illusion of opposition, but allowing ourselves to be what we truly are in the illusion of opposition. It's a beautiful gift we've given ourselves, and it's really cool. So yeah, it's and again, there's that balance. So in the illusion, like I said, because David here is saying, but it's important to take care of your body. It's like I just said, would I eat McDonald's 3 times a day? Because I know that it's literally the same energy as an apple, because it's all one energy. So it's all one, and there is no Big Mac. No, I'm not going to do that, because I'm in the illusion that it's not going to be good for me. You know, I have an eye specialist appointment coming up on Friday that I'm going to. I've got a dentist appointment that's coming up at the beginning of September, actually September 1st, if I'm not mistaken. There's that balance. It looks and feels real, like we are in these bodies, and these bodies can get sick and be hurt and whatnot. So yes, there's that quote unquote balance. I will never tell someone don't go to a doctor. I still go see doctors, but I know what the truth is, and it's important to anchor onto that. That's what this balance is. So like I said, embracing where we're playing at. So that doesn't mean denying that. Doesn't mean denying, oh, you know, just because I know this isn't real, I don't need to go do this. I don't need to go see a doctor because I broke my arm and I know that it's not actually real. Well, no, you're still going to see a doctor and get your arm fixed. You know, this is where it's important that people actually take a step back and breathe and listen to what's being said, and actually hear it, rather than just going off of that autopilot, snapping onto one thing that you're hearing and then ignoring the rest of it, or not allowing the rest of it to click in, right? And that goes for anyone in any medium, you know, and that's just it too with mediumship as well. And with myself, if I come through with channeling something that's not loving, that was not me channeling spirit, that's me channeling ego. And that goes for anyone. It doesn't matter how much evidence a medium brings. If it's not loving, it's not spirit, it's not truth, it's not God, it's not our true self, it's not real. And I've gone through my lessons with understanding that. So we're not to judge, there's no wrong or bad, but these are just good reminders to help us navigate through and, like I said, out of this illusion. So and then I'm in the illusion that my nose ring is twisting around. And then I'm also clinging to my ego of, you know, see, this is where I judge myself for where I'm at and talking about this stuff, because I'm in the illusion that nobody wants to hear this. I could see my numbers drop from, like, I had almost 30 people, now we're down, fluctuating between 1 and 4. And so and then that spins me into, why do I even try? Because this is what happens, you know. But again, that's my ego going off, and I know this is all reflections of different reflections of things for myself, for me to face and work on and whatnot. And I do that as I'm able to. So, but yeah, so I'm just going to take a sip of water here. So does anyone have any questions? If no one ends up asking any questions or suggests anything for me to talk about, I think I might just end this, and then I don't think I'm going to upload it, because I don't really feel that there's a point. So yeah, I need to do some mental cleanup on that, because I'm definitely got my ego spinning a little bit here. And so David says it's good that we all have common sense that poison can kill if you drink it. And that's just it. Again, that balance. You know, we're in the illusion. Do I know that it's an illusion and that it's not real, and that technically I can do anything and not be hurt? Technically, I have that knowing, but I'm playing pretend like I can be hurt, so I'm not going to do that. You know, it's just, it is that quote unquote balance, you know. So that's where I'm really hoping people hear me when I talk about this stuff. And this is why I also share, you know, I share a lot of my shit when I'm going through it, when I'm in the illusion of not doing well. I share that because that's part of where I'm playing pretend at, and I'm not going to hide it, you know. So balance, it's that quote unquote balance. Embracing where we're playing pretend at, but then anchoring onto what the truth is, and focusing on that, and doing mental cleanup as we're able to when we have our illusion shit surface. So yeah, I don't really know what to do here. I would like to stay on, but I do like you understand what pain is. Yeah, right. Exactly. It's pain feels real right now. But I was actually just talking about this with a friend earlier, just a couple hours ago. We were talking about essentially the same thing. Sorry, my nose ring. And I was explaining to her, I've started to melt away the illusion of pain. I'm not perfect at it, and it's not completely consistent yet, but if I accidentally like burn my fingers on like my oven or something, that usually doesn't hurt anymore at all, or if it does, it's for a few seconds and it goes away. There's times where I should have blistered and I just didn't. And then I've able to take away, like if my eyes get itchy or whatnot, or my skin like rash or itchiness, like I've been able to take that away with my mental cleanup. Headaches I've been able to take away with my mental cleanup. Like I said, not completely consistent yet, but I'm getting better at it. So, and those are just the first steps. And then Joseph, hi Joseph, he's saying, even though we aren't the body, I was wondering if the cells have consciousness. Immediately, yeah, and my chakra system just went off, particularly my root chakra, and I just felt it actually go right down into my feet. That was kind of funny. Technically, yes, because everything is energy and everything is alive, everything is one. So the quote-unquote cells are one self. And then to further explain, so another example that I can give from my own personal experience, now it's not about the body, but it's just more like proof of how everything is actually alive, even though it might not seem like it. So this was like about a year or so ago. I was laying in bed and I was in a visual where I was, so what I do with my visuals, like oftentimes I want to, like, if I'm one way that I want to connect with Eric, or that can help me connect with him, as I go into a visual. But so I'll do it with the intention of connecting to Eric, but then I let that go and I don't focus on him anymore, and it always naturally just forms as the setting of a beach. I'm getting to my point in a second about the cells and consciousness. This is going to make sense in a minute. So it always just naturally forms a beach setting, and so I always start off where I'm walking along the shoreline, and then I stop and I look out the water, and I feel the water on my feet, and I focus on what the water and the sky looks like, and the sun, and it's usually like a sun setting kind of setting, and then I'll sit down and I'll just focus on playing with the wet sand in my hand, and that's what I was doing. And all of a sudden I felt a bump, and I physically felt all of this in this here as well. So in the visual I'm seeing and feeling this, but then physically my body was feeling this in here where I was laying down. I felt a bump on my butt where your butt like meets the ground when you're sitting on the ground. And I look behind me and I see, like, those like remote control cars that are like, I don't know, like this big or something, and you like got like the remote control, those metal toy plastic cars that are like battery operated, or I guess there's probably like just Wi-Fi signaled ones now. But anyway, that's what was on the ground, and I saw, so I stood up and I turned around. I saw Eric standing a few feet behind me with a remote in his hand. So he'd driven the car into my butt in the ground. So I stand up and I bend down and I pick up this car, and I'm expecting it to feel like metal, plastic, like what these cars feel like. And it was so cool, because again, I was not expecting this. Like, this is just as real as you and I talking right now. Like, it's just as real as that. So I picked this up, and again, I could physically feel this in here as well. Like, my hands could feel this where I was laying in my bed. I pick up this car, and instead of feeling like what I thought it would feel like, metal and plastic, it was energy, and it was alive. It felt like if I'd picked up like a smallish dog like by its sides, and not that it was like fluffy and moving around like a dog, but like you can, when you're holding a dog and you can feel that it's alive, like, if that makes sense, so it was like a tingly energy, but you could feel it was alive, and it felt sort of solid in a sense. Like I said, it's almost like I was holding a dog, and I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. It's just as alive as I am. So I mean, like, it's just as alive as my Bluetooth, what are these called? Headphones. just as alive as this is just as alive as you and I. It feels solid, and I don't need to worry about hurting it, but it is just as alive as you and I. So circling back to the cells, absolutely, our selves are just as quote unquote conscious, just as alive, just as real as you and I. We're just playing pretend like they're not. I could tap into, in fact, I'm even just saying it, I'm tapping into talking to the cells on our body, and I'm feeling laughter, and the laughter's increasing because I know I'm filtering it through sounding like thousands or millions of tiny little like voice laughters all at the same time, and I'm feeling like the laughter getting even bigger as I'm talking about that. So we can tune, I mean, even cartoons, we can tap into cartoons. I've channeled Mickey and Minnie Mouse, so it's all, again, everything, it's all just a dream we're making up. It's all oneself. It's all characters, costumes, and stories, and underneath these characters and costumes and stories, it's all very aware, very real, very alive, but very much just one, and it's very loving, and it's really cool. David's asking if I astral travel. So I don't, okay, so I haven't, this is actually interesting too, at least for me. I find it interesting, and with me and my story, my entire life I've wanted to like have out-of-body experiences and astral travel, but I've practiced, like trying to lay in bed and like not let your body move, and you're supposed to be able to slide into, that being awake while your body's asleep, and then traveling and going out of body and everything. Wasn't able to do that, like doing the whole imagining yourself rolling out of your body or pulling yourself up from a rope, or just I've tried since I was young, not my whole life, but since I was young, probably since I was about a teenager, and I just turned 39, so that gives you, in the illusion of linear time, that gives you an idea of time length. But then just recently, in the past couple months, over the past year, I've had moments where it's been, where I've seen, I'm asleep in this, my body's asleep, but then I'm awake and I'm seeing Eric standing at the end of my bed, or sometimes it's a couch that I end up being on or whatever, and he's like lifting, my physical legs are staying still, but what looks and feels like my legs are being lifted up, and he's moving them back and forth, and just helping me get used to being detached from the body, because I'm in the illusion that I'm attached to it. And then I've had moments where I'm spinning, so I'm laying flat, and I know my body isn't actually moving, but I'm spinning, laying flat, and it's not fast, and it's not scary, it's not making me sick, but I'm gently spinning, kind of like if the hands of the clock were straight, and they're moving together like that, but horizontal, not upward. And then just about a month or so ago, very recently, I was again asleep in this, and all of a sudden it's like I'm awake, but my body was asleep, and my legs, my whole body was just up in the air, with the exception of about the top of my shoulders, and the rest of my head was still stuck in my body. So I haven't. Now, there might be spaces where I astral travel while my body's sleeping this, and I don't remember. I have very vivid, memory hits, what people call dreams, but I know that those are just as real as, again, you and I talking right now. So I know I have that, and I feel like there might be a point where I might do some sort of something along those lines, but I don't have memory of it. But consciously and aware, that just started kicking online for me just recently. The spinning around slowly and my legs being lifted up by Eric, that's been happening over the past year or two. But then just recently, like I said, almost I was almost all the way there. Just my head, just my head and my neck and the top of my shoulders. So we're getting there. So hi Thomas, how are you? Thank you for joining. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. So thank you. That's really cool. Hi Valerie, how are you? You're from Ireland. That's awesome. Thank you for joining. Yeah, Ireland's a place that I would like to visit. I've actually got, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, no, I do. I've got some Irish blood in me on my mother's side, my mom's side. So that's kind of cool. But so you're asking if I can get a feeling on something. Absolutely. Now, was there like just a generalized like message, or was there something specific that you were wanting to ask about? So I'm just gonna wait for a response from you from that if you're still here. If not, I'm sorry I missed you. And then Joseph saying, I heard that recently that even inanimate objects can have a spirit. Thank you for expounding on that and about the cells. You're very welcome. Yeah, that's really cool. So there's a bit of a synchronicity there. So it's not that, so zooming out, the truth is we're not even separate souls. There's not separate spirits. But like you said, there's still that synchronicity. The fact that, you've been, how did you say it? That you heard that recently, and now I'm talking about it there and kind of confirming that on that level for you. So, and you confirming that on that level for me too. So thank you for that. That's really cool. And so Valerie's saying, do I get a feeling that when you're moving, do I get a feeling when I'm moving, I'm being told soon I'm a lone parent? Oh, so are you asking, okay, so you're asking a feeling of when you're going to be moving, and so you're waiting on housing department to find one. Okay, so I'm going to try to get you something, but just as a heads up, for me, doing timeline stuff can be tricky, because again, there is no linear time, but then also depending on how we choose to play things out and whatnot, all versions are playing out, we can allow anything through. So I might give you something and it might not play out that way, or it could. Time stuff is always tricky for me. So immediately, okay, and my foot's getting gripped onto. My foot's getting gripped onto. So I'm gonna say what I'm receiving, and if I end up being wrong about it, I deeply apologize, but my foot's getting gripped onto, so that for me is physical confirmation. But again, time stuff can be tricky because we jump different dreams and whatnot. So what I immediately received was 6 months to a year, and now my ears being, the outside of my ears being played with, so more confirmation on that. I got 6 months to a year, but then I also got my feet just got gripped onto even stronger. But I also got it with like a reassuring feeling of like, you're going to be okay for those next 6 months to a year. I really feel like you're okay. Like, I really feel like you're okay. Like, even if you're feeling like you're not okay or you're worried that you're not going to be okay, I don't feel any kind of anxiety or upset, or like, there's no indication that there's something that there might be. Again, if something's not okay or if it's not wrong, it's an illusion we're playing out. At the same time, we're playing pretend with this illusion, and there's sometimes I do get, guidance and feelings from spirit where it's be like, I'm not feeling good about that could be a no or whatever, and I'm not receiving anything like that. I feel really good and really calm. So I hope that helps. And again, if I apologize, if I'm wrong, I deeply apologize. So, but thank you for asking. I really appreciate it. Whoops. Let's see here. Okay, so David says, good to know you. Good to know you know the other side. Oh, like that balance? Oh yeah. I've went through in the illusion of hard lessons to get to where I'm at with understanding the truth of what reality is, but also being in this balance of, embracing where we're at, but then also not going too extreme. And like, I started out in my first year, my awakening, like I was deep into the illusion of conspiracy theory stuff, and there's a spiritual war and all this, like all of this stuff. Learned my hard lessons on why we shouldn't be attaching to that stuff like it's real or true. At the same time, also lessons on, making sure we stay in that quote unquote balance, so absolutely. And then Valerie is saying here, yeah, they said housing was coming end of June and they'll be getting fixed in a little, then giving it to whoever needs them. So, and then she's saying, yeah, if I've to wait for the right house, that's fine. And then you get it. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe you'll get it sooner than that. So fingers crossed. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed, and well, more so, you know, I'll keep doing my mental cleanup, and I'll keep working on my focus and perspective on things, and, you know, keep knowing that, you know, working on the knowing and anchoring onto the knowing that, you know, you are okay and everything is working out for you in the way that it's meant to and everything. So, and again, thank you for asking. I appreciate you asking me that and allowing me to work with you that way. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, okay, and then my foot just got, I just had the thought of pulling a card for Valerie from my Angels of Light deck. Now, this is also feels like this, well, I mean, a message for one is a message for all, really, because we are one. So there's that. But yeah, so anyone listening, like, there's something in this for you as well. But as I got that prompt and feeling to pull a card, my toe got, like, touched. I felt a tingling on my toe, so I know that was, again, physical confirmation that that's what I was supposed to do. So as I pulled the cards out, one card was left in the box, so I know I'm supposed to read that, and I'm just seeing if there's any other card that they, spirit, us, wants to pull. And just as I said that, a card just popped out. So there we go, we just got our answer. That's funny. All right, and then I'm just gonna say, I'm going to do 2 more shuffles after this if there's anything else that they want to. They, us, our true self. When I say they, I'm acknowledging it's myself, our true self. We're not separate. So if there's anything else that is to be pulled, this is the last shuffle through. But I have a feeling not. No, it's just the 2. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what it felt like. So, so for Val, so like I said, I did get the prompt. I did get the prompt with Valerie in mind at the same time. Whoever comes across this or whoever's listening and watching right now, there's something in this for you as well too. And as always, I recognize all of this stuff I'm saying to myself. It's all reminders for me. It's all a dream I'm making up. So I'm acknowledging that as well. So the card that was left in the box, I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, and I think it might be backwards possibly for you guys, but it's joy. And again, I'm saying this with the acknowledgement of I am one with the cards, and we make them up and give them power and meaning. So, but the card that was pulled here was joy. So how I do this with my cards is I get the prompt to, like, kind of look through it and see what's being highlighted to read, but then I also get touches for confirmation, and then I'll also, yeah, my foot just got tickled, thank you. And then I'll also get messages and reminders inside myself as well to expand on these. So that's how that works for me. So the first sentence here, so they're wanting me to read, they, which are true self, it's our true self, it's me, wants me to read the first sentence, then expand on it. So it's saying here, joy springs from a sense of connection to the divine, and it's a quality for which illuminates you. So zooming out on that, that's a bit more of a zoomed down way to say it, but zooming out on that, the more truth way of saying that is it's the reminder here that the joy is our true state of being. So that connection to the divine, that's not even a connection to the divine. We are the divine, and that is a part of the divine. Our true self state of being is that joy. So when we allow that within ourselves, we do, again, project that out and have it reflect back at us. Because that's what we do. We quote unquote project out and reflect back, and it's what we allow within ourselves first. So it's talking about seeking the divine in every situation. So this one, I'm in the illusion that can be a hard one, because when we're in the illusion of attack or pain, and in ways that can be small to ego judgment, grotesque, and terrifying, it can be really difficult. In fact, this is something that a friend and I were kind of talking about earlier today too, about situations that we've navigated through with other people, and how it can be hard to sit with love with those people. But what makes it easier is to look underneath the costumes and the characters and remember the oneness. So this can be difficult, in the illusion of difficult to do, but it is talking about working on looking underneath the costumes and the characters and the situations to remember and see what is actually truly there, which is the quote unquote the divine source, God, our true self love. Look beyond the surface and seek the light in the heart of each person. Now that makes me want to cry, because it's powerful. And it's not just the heart. The heart, again, the body's a map of the consciousness. The heart just represents love, which love is what we are, true state of being. So look beyond the surface, look beyond the costumes, beyond the characters, beyond the stories, beyond all of that, because that what's underneath that is what we actually are. All of this other stuff, it's not real, it's pretend. And when we are able to look past these stories and see what's truly here, we allow that to shine through, and then we go from playing with this illusion nightmare of separation, attack, and pain to a dream of truth, love, unity, oneness, the true abundance and limitlessness that we actually are together. And it's so beautiful. Which, it's kind of funny, the next sentence then says, then you'll become aware of the wonder of creation, and joy will ignite your life. It's like I just said, it's so beautiful. We get to see the beauty more and more of what's actually here. And it's non-oppositional beauty and non-oppositional love, non-oppositional joy. It's goodness and love and joy without opposition. There are no drop downs, never feeling bad, ever. In fact, I'm getting the prompt to share really quick before I finish this card. Getting the prompt to share a moment really quickly that I had just a few weeks ago, where I was in a visual with Eric, and I'd call it the white light, home, more of the oneness, the white light. It was white light, a white space. And all of a sudden, and again, I was not expecting this to happen at all, it just happened, and I saw my foot's getting played with. I saw what looked like very similar to Baymax from Big Hero 6 walk up to Eric and I, and it was like, this thing was like really big and really tall, and I knew it was God, which is our true self, and it was just coming in I was allowing it through in the form of this, and so I do acknowledge it's what I truly am in the form I was allowing it to, and it picked Eric and I up and held it against its torso. And this is going to sound so small, but it was so huge, like it was so much bigger than what I'm able to say. I went from ways that I didn't even realize of, sorry, my nose ring again, physically and energetically, emotionally, mentally, in any way, in every state of my being, that I didn't even realize, in ways that I was vibrating and not feeling good in whatever way, to just, oh my God, the moment it picked us up, it was everything in every way, in every part of my being just went, everything's okay. And it just, peace and quiet and calm, like quicker than a blink of an eye, more natural than a blink of an eye. It didn't even, I as Tally didn't do anything. Like in this, I'll literally feel my quote unquote not good feelings being sucked out of me like a vacuum. It wasn't even like that. They were just gone. And it was just, everything is, oh, it's gonna make me want to cry, but not a good cry, because it was just so beautiful. And my ears being played with right here as I'm saying this. It was just wow. And right here it just said, then you'll become aware of the wonder of creation, and joy will ignite your life. When we allow what we truly are to take over, everything's okay. And it sounds so small, but it is so huge. Like I cannot describe it any better than that. Like, take those words, but just know that they are so much bigger than that. Everything's okay. It was amazing. Delight in everything, for joy is the key to enlightenment. Enjoy life. So again, embrace where we're playing at, be playful with all of this, but focus in on and work on seeing underneath, what's underneath all of this, our true self, and the joy that we actually are, and allow that to shine through yourself, and then project that out and allow that to reflect back. So that's really cool. And then the second card that was pulled out here, again, I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, and I think again it's backwards, but it's synchronicity. So it's just reminding us that there's no such thing as chance in this. Coincidences, there's no such thing as chances or coincidences. It's synchronicities. Things are playing out the way they're meant to, and when we see things that are synchronistic, synchronistic, my wording, that's, without looking into this, I know that's more of a sign that we're allowing more of what's real to take over, and we're allowing that natural flow. And it's talking about, so it's a zoomed down way of saying it, so I'm getting the prompt to zoom out on it. They're saying these synchronicities are carefully orchestrated by your guides and angels, so recognize them as the hand of spirit. There's no such thing as spirit guides versus spirit angels versus earth angels versus archangels. It's all one and the same. Those are all role-playing games, and it's all one self. There is one energy that's not separate. So it's one self that allows these synchronicities through. It's oneself that's making all of this up. But like I said before I read that sentence, the synchronicities are showing that we are allowing what is real to take over. So that's more of the zoomed out way to explain that. So, and then the next sentence, it talks about rejoice because it's a message that you're on the right path, which just confirmed what I just said. It's showing that we're allowing the natural flow. We're on the right path. We can't get it wrong. So it's just a more zoomed down way of saying we're allowing that natural flow. We're allowing what's real to take over. So it's talking about expect to see them, but not in the sense of, so with me, I don't go around going, okay, is there a synchronicity? Is there a synchronicity? Where's the synchronicity? Like, I'm not purposely looking for it. I just know that synchronicities are a thing. It's not coincidences. And when I see them, it's showing me, like we just said, that we're allowing the natural flow and allowing what's real to take over. And the big message that's coming through, and I feel like this is the big part, that, like, the message, the point of this card is the reminder for you that all things happen in divine timing, which would make sense. Focusing in on Valerie, this can be for everyone, but focusing on Valerie, you know, she was asking about the housing, and that's really cool that these cards, like I said, I got the prompt to pull them for her, and it circled around, and the time just went to 45:45, which is 9/9. So more synchronicities and number sequences, natural flow. But it's funny that it all circled around and ended off back on her main question of about when is this going to happen with the housing, and you're getting the reminder, divine timing, as in it's going to happen when it's meant to, and it's going to happen when it's meant to, and it's going to benefit you in your quote-unquote highest good. So that was really cool. I really appreciate that it circled back around to that, so thank you for that. So yeah, thank you again, Valerie, for asking that question. I really appreciate it. And thank you for any and all who've been listening to all of this, and I hope that you guys have found this helpful. If there's any other questions, please feel free to ask. If nothing pops up in the next couple minutes, I might end this because I get weird just kind of talking to myself. I get feeling weird, which is ego going off, but still. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, if you guys have any other questions, please feel free to ask. If not, or anything else you guys want me to talk about, any other topics, anything you want me to clarify or explain. But yeah, so like I said, we're all one. And so anything that, you know, you're seeing or hearing with any of this, you know, it's all for yourself, but, you know, focusing on me, I recognize it's all myself making this up too. So I absolutely recognize that, and where I know my ego's going off and whatnot, I will keep doing my work on myself with all of this. So yeah. But anyway, I'm kind of thinking that maybe that's it then. So I've got some mental cleanup to do on this because I'm definitely falling into some ego judgment against myself about myself and my work and whatnot. So I got to do mental cleanup on that. I just saw a few more people pop on. If you have any questions, please feel free. If any of you guys have any questions that you want me to channel answers for, please feel free to ask. Or if there's any other topics, you guys want me to talk about, or anything you want me to clarify, again, please feel free to let me know. I'll give it a couple more minutes in case someone's typing anything out. But then if not, then I'm going to... Oh, I'm just seeing comments here. Okay, sorry. Let me see. I did not realize that there was comments popping in here. Okay, let me scroll down here. Thank you. David saying wealth is coming. I do keep getting... Again, I'm working on my lessons at being at peace regardless and detaching from material, which again, material isn't wrong or bad, be playful with it, but being at peace with no matter how much or little I have. But then with that being said, I have gotten the message for several years now that I do have like financial abundance that's going to be coming online for me. So I appreciate hearing that. So thank you. And David saying she's a nice person. Thank you. I try to be. I have my moments. I have my moments where I can let my ego get the better of me, but I do work on it. And really at the end of the day, I have just wanted to, you know, help the world love and be loved, which is, again, what is helping the world. I will help where I can, but then also it's important to do the mental cleanup of my perceptions. So I'm trying. And then punk rocker saying hi punk rocker, how are you? Hi punk. And then mega pianist, tiny subscriber. Oh hi, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. Is Vidit? I'm not sure. I know I'm not saying it right. Going to be your long-term partner. So immediately, and okay, my hand's getting held onto, and I'm getting my legs getting tickled, and my toes are getting played with. I'm seeing Eric nodding yes. So I'm getting a yes for that. Again, at the same time, we can let things play out in different ways. So if I end up being wrong about that, I do apologize, but I am getting a yes. I am hearing the words like work through. So, and the feeling that's okay, yeah, my playing with my toes and my feet. So there's definitely physical confirmation on this. Thank you. So the feeling that's coming along with the words work through, the feeling along with that is, you know, in this illusion of, you know, we've got our shit with ourselves and with other people. Like sometimes you guys might have moments of tension or stuff like that, and to work through it, you know, I feel like the words I'm getting are communication is key, you know, like good communication and, you know, being open and honest with each other and working through your stuff, like really being committed to work through your things and not just, you know, ignoring it or sweeping it under the rug or trying to avoid it. Even if it feels like it's hard to work through it. And it's not that there's that feeling of everything's going to be bad all the time. No, it's just that reminder of you guys can have this long-term partnership as long as you work through your shit if and when there is shit that surfaces, and, you know, make sure you keep open, good communication, be honest with each other. And oh my God, again, my root and sacral chakra and my lower back just went off, and my foot's getting played with again. And then I actually felt my whole chakra system, especially like my crown chakra going into the top of my head and then down into my tongue, just went off really strongly as I said that. So there's lots of physical confirmation with what I'm saying there. So thank you for that. That's really cool. So lots of confirmation on that for you. So then I'm not sure how to say your name. I'm just going to call you Need. I hope that's okay. N-I-D, Need. Hi, will things improve between me and C after you communicated? Okay, so I feel, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like you're asking if things are going to improve after you've had the communication that you've had with this person. That one is feeling a little bit more of a yes but no. It feels like there's going to be more communication that is needed. Things still feel a little bit murky, but my knee just got tickled. Thank you. So it feels still murky, like, and it feels like, and my cheek's getting kissed right now. It feels tingly right here. So physical confirmation on what I'm receiving with this too. So thank you for that. It feels murky still. So it feels like there's still going to be more communication and clarification needed. With that, though, there has been like progress made, if that makes sense. So again, if I'm getting any of this wrong, I apologize, but I'm getting lots of physical confirmation, so I appreciate that. So thank you. So Mega Pianist is saying yes. And then another mod. And then let's see here. There we go. Okay. Sorry, just give me a second here. I'm just doing Just fixing some stuff, doing some stuff here. Okay, so mega pianist, yes, true, will be honest. Will he be honest henceforth? Yes, henceforth. You can tell me if this resonates. It feels like okay, I'm feeling laughter there, and I need to, because right away I'm like, I don't want to tell him I'm feeling laughter, because like it can feel like there's like a judgment there and they're just like making fun of it, but it's not. Like it's not, there's never judgment. It's laughing with, not at. And there's the laughter with, because I'm feeling, you can tell me again, like I'm like if it resonates, but the reason why I'm feeling this laughter is because it feels like that there's the laughter with this whole aspect of like, yes, he's going to try, but he's got some stuff to work on with himself when it comes to that, you know. And there's like there's a laughter there. They're finding it's finding it funny, which we do laugh with. It's not a cruel laughter. I hope that makes sense. So let me know if that makes sense. But here we go. And you're very welcome, Mega Priest. You're very, very welcome. Thank you so much, very much. You're welcome again. Nid. I'm sorry. I know I'm saying it wrong, and I'm cutting it down. I know I don't know how to say it. Probably need to sing. I'm so sorry. I don't want to be saying your name wrong. And then Nita, I'm going to call you Nita, is saying, so will I get into contact with C again in the next coming months? Let's see. Okay, I was waiting, because it did feel like a yes, but I was questioning myself, and then again I'm feeling my toes being played with, so that's physical confirmation. So, and then my foot just got stroked, because I just questioned myself again, because I was about to say I'm getting a yes, but then inside myself I'm going, but maybe I'm getting it wrong, but I'm getting lots of physical confirmation on that, so I am getting a yes. And again, if I end up getting any of this wrong, I deeply apologize, but I'm just being honest with what I'm receiving, and the physical touches are definitely confirmation for me. So yeah. And thank you for asking these questions. I appreciate it. I really enjoy doing this, and I appreciate you guys allowing me to work with you and all of that. You're very welcome. Thank you so much. And Mega Priest, pianist. I feel like I keep saying priest. Mega Priest, Mega Pianist is saying, so is Vita my marriage partner? Is there some better person out there in the future? Again, I'm feeling a laughter there with the whole, is there someone better out there? And it's not a cruel laughter. It's because again, we are once. There is no, it's very much that ego illusion gameplay of someone's better or not. And it's just we do find this whole thing very funny, because it is a joke, because we do take it so seriously. So there is laughter with all of this stuff. So with that being said, is this your, how did you say it? Marriage partner, or is there someone else? So, and then my foot's getting touched. Okay, so so what I'm feeling is, the stereotypical like do 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 do. I'm hearing that, but then I'm also hearing from the musical Hairspray, just the lyrics. I can hear the bells from the song. I think it's called I Can Hear the Bells from Hairspray, but that part, I can hear the bells. Again, I am not going to try and sing it. And then but again, I was questioning myself, but then my foot got touched. So I am getting a yes, but the feeling that came along with it as well, though, is again, at the end of the day, like, it's your choice. Like, you do make this up, and you can choose to be with this person or with someone else. Like, it could go in the way that you decide to, but with that, I am getting a yes. And then I just all of a sudden just felt like there's, like, right in front of me, spirit, which I'm seeing in the form of Eric, is right in front of me. Like, every time I put my hands up, it's like I'm putting my hands in his face, and I have to just drop my hands down, because it's, again, like, it's just easier to keep my hands down, not because it's bad or anything, but like the grip on my hands and holding my hands is just, it's heavy, not a bad heaviness, but it's just easier to let my hands just relax on my legs rather than trying to keep them in the air. So that's kind of funny. I know, I think I keep saying priest, which is also kind of funny with that too, just the metaphor of priest, like, just, I have my false evidence appearing real and ego stuff when it comes to priests and religion and everything. But then if we look at like a more zoomed out metaphor of like priest and Christ-like consciousness, so that mega priest, mega Christ. Make a Christ-like consciousness. That's so funny. And you're very welcome. And thank you. Thank you. I appreciate this. Thank you for the laughter as well. That's funny. So thank you for asking these questions. And if you guys have any other questions, or anyone who's popping on, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And yeah, thank you for all of this. So I'll give it a few more minutes, see if any other questions pop in. And then if not, I will. I know I've said this a few times now over the past 20 minutes, but because questions end up popping in, which is totally cool. I'm excited about that. But I just, when it starts to die down a little bit, then I'm like, okay, are we done? We'll give it a few minutes, and if we are, then we'll let it go. We'll see what happens. So but yeah, no, thank you for all of this again. Thank you for allowing me to work with you guys, and you know, quote unquote channel this stuff. And I say quote unquote channel because, like, again, this is just ourself talking to ourselves, and you know, everyone is channeling, and we're either channeling truth or not truth, and you know, all that stuff. So yeah, that's really cool. Sorry, I'm just a little distracted right here. There we go. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, so if you guys have any other questions, please feel free to ask. And if not, then I'm probably going to end this. And I will upload it because we ended up having questions and I ended up channeling stuff. So cool. I wasn't sure if I was going to, if I didn't end up having people asking questions and whatnot, and it was just basically me talking to myself. I wasn't going to upload this, but I will. So yeah. But I think that might be it then. So I guess I will end this, but thank you guys so much for joining, for asking questions, for subscribing. As I'm saying goodbye, if you have any other questions to wrap up before I actually end this, you know, send them in, type them out now and send it before I end it. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for asking questions. Thank you for allowing me to work with you. I do appreciate this. And again, I do this all with the acknowledgement that, you know, we're all one, and this is a dream I'm making up. This is really me just talking to myself. And I'm going to keep doing my mental cleanup where I'm allowing my ego to go off. So, all right, well, thank you guys. I guess this is it. So thank you guys for everything. I appreciate you so much. And it's funny, I'm ending this at 10143. I love you. All right, thanks you guys for everything. And as always, have a wonderful now. Bye. If I can actually end it. Bye.